Hello, everyone. Chris Santiago with MMA Island. Today, I'm here with the former Cage Warriors and EFC Flyweight Champion of the world. We have on King Kong Jake Hadley. Jake, how's it going today?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Before we get started, how was your holiday season?
Yeah, it was good. I still trained really all the way through the holidays and that really, apart from Christmas Day, and Christmas Eve. I think. Apart from that, I trained every day. Uh, so yeah, but it was a good time. I recently lost my granddad in 2021. So it was a bit sad not having him there for the Christmas period, and he used to, light up Christmas. So, but it was a decent Christmas as far as it goes.
Hmm How big of a part did your granddad play in your life?
Yeah, massive part in my life. You know what I mean? Just like anyone's family plays a massive part in my life. He was always you know, the 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 man at the party. You know what I mean? As in, like for Christmas, he was the man. So like. He'd entertain you for Christmas. He'd always be up for a good time. So when him not being here this year was a bit of a weird feeling. Christmas felt it didn't feel the same. You know what I mean?
Hmm Well, I'm sure he's very proud of you just watching down from heaven. You have a UFC contract in your hands right now. You have a next fight coming up. Unfortunately, your original opponent, Francisco Figueiredo, pulled out. So, what was your reaction to that news?
Well, um, my initial reaction was, well, what's the injury then? Can we, just put the fight back a couple of weeks or whatever? Because he pulled out with, I think, 11 weeks till the date of the fight. So I was
Hmm
thinking, Um, I I haven't heard no confirmation that it's going to be definitely London. So I thought, well, if it's not going to be definitely London, I haven't started camp yet, so let's just push the fight back a couple of weeks. That was my initial thought. I also thought, well, what type of injury, yeah, can make a fighter pull out 11 weeks in advance? I mean, you've got to have broke your neck or broke your leg, ain't you, McGregor style, to be pulling out of a fight 11 weeks before a fight. So, UFC wouldn't disclose the injury. So I spoke to Figueiredo myself. His excuse for pulling out was basically he's still injured from his last fight and he's rehabbing from his last fight. My only question to that is, well, why did you accept the fight in the first place? Just what makes how does that make any sense to even accept the fight when you know full well that you ain't even going to be able to fight that date? So, and he was like, "Oh, let's do it April, do it April." So, whatever, man. If if they'll put it on, we'll do it, whatever. Um, UFC come back to me, says the only man willing to take the fight on short notice was Allan. Allan was the only guy willing to take it on short notice. You know, he's probably one of, if not the most experienced guy in the division.
hmm
He's got 24 fights on him. Top opponent, but he hasn't got the same name value as Figueiredo did. Um, but yeah,
hmm And is the fight with Figueiredo still something that interests you down the line, or are you looking to move on to bigger and better things from now here on out?
well, I do think that even though Figueiredo has a bigger name than this Allan guy, because obviously more the average fans know who Figueiredo is through his brother. But I'd say Allan is definitely a better fighter and an harder fight. And after I beat Allan, I think I deserve a ranked guy because he's coming off a fight with a ranked guy and lost a very close split decision against him. He's also fought it's them Brazilian names. Can't remember the guy's name. Palver or whatever his name is.
Oh, right.
The
Yeah,
one
the
who
guy
just
that
fought.
fought Sean O'Malley, right?
Yeah, he fought him as well. Lost on the split decision to him. I mean, he's ranked at bantamweight as well. So, he's only really lost to ranked guys. So, um, after I've done beating up this guy, I want a ranked guy.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think of Allan Nascimento? Like, what do you think of this matchup from a stylistic standpoint? This guy has like around 24 fights. What do you think of him as an opponent, and how do your styles match up?
What do I think of him as an opponent? I think obviously he's experienced. I think, um, as in for a first fight in the UFC, for a debut fight to fight someone so experienced, and he's literally got like 5 times more fights than me as a professional. I'm 8-0, he's 18-6. He's got about 5 times more fights than me. So he's experienced. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I'm fighting basically the best unranked fighter out there in my first fight, which is going to prove a lot. Once I smash this guy, it's going to prove what level I'm at. Skill wise, he's okay. He's decent on the feet. His wrestling's pretty weak. But his jiu-jitsu is good, especially off his back. But, I think he's just a guard puller. I think I'm going to be, hitting him, and he's going to be trying to jump guard the whole time. He's got not got a very pleasing style because he keeps trying to fall down to his back and wants me in between his legs. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know many men what want another man in between the legs. I mean, that is a little suspect. You get me? Like, he is a bit suspect. He wants me in between his legs. He's literally going to be trying to force me in between his legs. I mean, I love missionary more than the next man. I love a good missionary, but you know what I mean. But this geezer loves to be lying on his back with a man in between his legs. Absolutely loves it. So, I don't really like his style of fighting, and for that, I'm going to punish him. I'm going to smash his face completely through the floor because I don't move like that. You get me? No man trying to pull me in between his legs and stuff. Yeah, but he's a decent fighter though. He's a good fighter. Top fighter for an unranked guy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And with the prediction for this fight, do you think it's going to be like a fast knockout like you did against Shad Chalk, or do you think it's going to be like a 50-42 domination like Luke Shanks?
I mean, it could be either way with this guy because obviously, I can knock him out on the feet and I can sub him on the ground. Also it's pretty easy to win a decision against him. You blow on his legs and he's gonna fall on his back, innit? So, you could just lie on the guy, like literally lie on him like his last opponent didn't win a decision because he's gonna fall over anytime you sneeze on the guy's legs, innit? So, you can get about 20 takedowns on him and just win a decision like that. So, there's many ways to beat this guy. I predict that I'm gonna finish him though.
Mm-hmm. And I know you want a rank guy right after this one. Is there like a certain name that you want after this fight that you're looking to call out?
No, not really. Give me anyone. Give me fuck it. Give me Cody Garbrandt. Then if they're gonna send me in straight away with a geezer like they want me to fight a geezer like Allan straight off the bat, who's had like 30 pro fights. So fuck it. Give me anyone they want to give me. I don't really care at this point. You know what I mean? So whatever. Don't really matter.
Mm-hmm. And what are some of your goals for 2022? Like, is it to get like an X amount of wins? Is it to get in the top 15 rankings? What are some of your goals for this year?
I'll be definitely 100% ranked. My goals will be to be ranked, but that's an easy goal because after I smash this guy, my next guy is going to be a ranked opponent. In my opinion, I don't think they can give me anyone who's not ranked after this. After I smash this guy, because like I said, of his record and the guys he's been in there with and get close fights too. So it just only makes sense. I mean, it only makes sense to give me a ranked guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And then obviously, London's a set location for this fight. But if you were to fight in London under the UFC banner, what would that mean for you as a fighter?
Yeah, man, it means a lot. Obviously to fight in the UK, as a UFC fighter, also not to get taxed all that money I get taxed in America. You know what I mean? And actually pick up my full purse. But to be fair, I don't care where the fight is, whether it's in the UK, in America, in Brazil, in his back garden. I don't give a crap where the fight is, to be honest. All I care about is smashing this guy's face completely in and retiring the guard puller from MMA. There shouldn't be none of them guys should exist in MMA. So I'm gonna smash this guy's face in proper, well and truly good, and clean him out of MMA. That's what my goal is. I don't care whether that was in London, in Brazil, in fucking Antarctica. I don't care where it is. Yeah, it doesn't really matter to me. It's better that it's in London, hometown. I don't have to travel too far. I get to keep most of my money. So that, yeah, that's better for me. But wherever, I don't really give a crap. If they would have said to me, "Oh, Jay, we're moving it to Brazil now," I would have been like, "Oh, whatever. I don't care." You know what I mean? So it's no big deal, But yeah.
Hmm. And you have an iconic walkout song to each one of your fights. It's Dangerous. Do you think Dangerous is going to be the new Sweet Caroline of your people?
Yeah. Everyone loves that. Everyone loves that walkout tune. Obviously, the UFC fans haven't heard it yet because of my last fight on Contenders. We weren't allowed walkout tunes, but yeah, man, they're gonna get to hear it this time and see and see the walkout tune and stuff like that. So it's gonna be exciting. Can't wait to walk out and smash this guy.
Hmm. And obviously, there's a flyweight title fight on the horizon between Davis and Figueiredo and Brendan Moreno. What's your Mystic Mac prediction for how that fight goes?
I see Brendan Moreno getting it again. Obviously, Figueiredo, he's kind of like been figured out now by Moreno. Figueiredo's been figured out now by Moreno, and I feel like he's Moreno's just going to put the pressure on him. He ain't going to like the pressure, and he's going to beat him up like he did last time. That's what I feel like. Figueiredo's always blaming it on his weight cut. Oh, I'm dead because of my weight cut, blah, 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 and all this. So, yeah, I just see it going like the same way it went last time, to be
Hmm.
fair.
And your teammate Leon Edwards, he's had like a lot of bad luck recently. Just not getting the title fight. But Dana White confirmed that he's going to be next in line for the title shot. When you hear that news, what's your reaction?
Yeah, man. Well, it's about time, really. He really did deserve it, and it's like a crazy moment for MMA in Birmingham here in the UK. It's a big moment to have a guy fight for the belt. And Leon possesses the skills to win the belt and to keep the belt for a long time. So you know, it's a big moment, man. It's a big moment. I can't wait to see him win the title. It just proves to everyone else as well who's on the come up that it's possible to do it out to become a champion whilst training in Birmingham. So can't wait for him to prove that.
Hmm. For sure, for sure. Then, when you get to the UFC flyweight title, do you think you might have to change your nickname from White Kong to King Kong? Do you think we could make that happen?
No, well, to be fair, I don't know why, but the UFC wouldn't call me by my nickname when I fought my last fight, so I don't know what that's about. They cut it out of all the promos. I said my name's Jake White Kong Hadley, and they cut it out. They cut White Kong out of
Wow.
everything. So I don't know why they've done that. They don't. Someone didn't like my nickname, obviously.
Huh.
Hopefully they actually call it me this time, because if they don't actually call it me, then you know, is it really my nickname? Because they're not even confirming it as my nickname in my last fight. So let's see if they do it this time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is strange. I'm guessing it's like they think it's like a race issue, but it's like, I mean, you're white, so it's not really a problem. It's like Derek Lewis. they could do Black Beast just fine.
Exactly. I don't understand that at all.
I want to play a name game with you. I'm gonna give you a name from the flyweight division. You're gonna give me like some of your thoughts on that name. Are you ready?
Yeah, go on in.
Got it. Davison Figueiredo.
He's a good fighter. Former champ. I think his time as a champion's gone though. He's probably gonna have to go up to bantamweight. Keeps the weight cut keeps killing him. Yeah, good fighter, man. Good fighter.
We got the champ, Brendan Moreno.
He's a nice guy, and Brendan Moreno. He's a nice bloke. He was cut from the UFC, come back to the UFC, he's won the belt. Good fighter. But he's beatable, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Manel Kape.
The more I think the more good. So good. He's a good fighter. He's brash. He's cocky. Former risen champ. I'd smash his face in. He could have got it if he wanted it. He obviously turned the fight down. So yeah.
Wait, so he turned down the fight against you?
Well, he must have done, because what the UFC said to me is no one would take the fight. So that means that he didn't take the fight. That obviously means that, didn't it? That obviously means that he was offered the fight and he turned it down. Obviously, because he's an unranked fighter. He ain't ranked. So he was obviously offered the fight and he said no. Because that's what the UFC's told. I mean, I'm only telling you what the UFC's told my manager, and my manager's told me, which is the fight was offered to everyone, and everyone's declined it. Apart, the only man willing to step up is Allan, and I can't say his last name, Nascimento, whatever his last name is. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only guy willing to step up was him. This mad Brazilian guard puller. He was the only geezer willing to step up. So obviously, Kape was offered it, and he won it.
What do you think of Cody Garbrandt? Somebody that you touched up on earlier.
You know what? I feel sorry for Cody Garbrandt. He was a world champion at 25. And he's basically lost everything. He's basically on the brink of getting cut now from the UFC. Feel sorry for him. Actually, hope that he can win a fight. You know what I mean? Stay in the UFC. That's my thoughts about him. Is that I feel sorry for him in a way. I feel sad for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And surrounding your last fight, you garnered like a lot of controversy with the weight miss. But it was only about like a pound, so I don't really see the point of the controversy. But a lot of people say that you didn't belong in the UFC. But honestly, even before Contender Series, just capturing the Cage Warriors title proves that you're UFC worthy. How's it like to be like a couple months away from the controversy that was back on Contender Series?
But did you say that people didn't think that I should have signed to the UFC? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, there's like a lot of controversy around like whether you should have got signed or not. I believe that you should have even before Contender Series. But what do you have to say to all the haters that think that you don't?
Well, to be fair, if you look at my record, like I've had 8 pro fights, but apart from my first 2 fights or whatever, all of them guys have been real high level opponents on big shows. Obviously I became the EFC world champ, then I fought on Bellator, then I've become a Cage Warriors world champion, beating all the best unsigned flyweights in the world, but would probably beat a lot of the flyweights in the UFC. Mitch Raposo, number 1 ranked seed on the Ultimate Fighter, smashed him. Easy work. But obviously, I'm going to go and prove that I deserve to be in the UFC in a couple of months' time against the top unranked fighter in the division, Allan. So, obviously, it just proves what the UFC think of me, because they're putting me in there with the most experienced guy in the division, apart from guys in the top 5. He's the most experienced guy in the division. He's had 25 pro fights. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know of any other guy who's come off Contender Series who's fighting. So, you know, guys like them fighting, guys like I'm fighting. I mean, what's his name? Who's fighting tonight? Santa Claus or whatever his name is. He
Oh
fought
yeah,
same
the
night.
Slavic clause. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's fighting a guy who's like 9-4 or something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Paddy Pimblett come in the UFC with loads of hype. Fought a guy who's 9-3. You know what I mean? I'm fighting guys with 20 pro fights plus. That's obviously
Top of the
what
heap.
level do you think I'm at? You get me? So obviously I know I'm ready. The UFC know I'm ready. That's why they're putting me in with the top guys straight away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm so glad to see you get signed after all that hard work. One last question for you: if you had to pick a year where you're UFC champion at the end of that year, what year would that be?
I mean, I did say within 2 years of getting on the promotion. Now I think it could be even quicker now by the first fight them putting me in with. Because after I beat him, I just don't see anyone other than a ranked guy me fighting, or like a top unranked guy like Manel Kape or someone like that. If he's actually gonna take the fight, because obviously he must have turned it down originally. So unless it's a top, you know, I think like I'm gonna get there quicker now than I was gonna before. So, but I still say the same. Within 2 years, I'll be the champ.
Awesome, Jake. I think that's all the questions I have. I just want to thank you again for the time. Is there anything that you want to say to the fans out there watching? Any sponsors that you want to shout out?
Not really. Just shout out to my sponsors, UK Risk, Elephant Mobile, Satini Sports. That's about it. You know, thanks for everyone who's you know, following my career and supporting me and stuff. And you're gonna see a big debut coming soon.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jake.
Nice one. Thank you for that, mate.
We gotta do it again another time for sure.
Yeah, man. No problem. We'll do.
Take care.